Okay, we're looking at piecewise functions today. All right, these are piecewise functions. Let me get it in the screen a little better. Here's a piecewise function right here. Now, this is used in everyday life because you might have a place where you buy goods, and if you buy like 10 goods, you'll get them for like maybe $2 a piece. But if you buy 20 or more, then you might get them for like maybe $1.50 a piece. And then of course, if you buy 100 or more, then you might get them for $1 a piece. The more you buy, the better your deal is, you know. Anyway, this is a piecewise function, whereas the function of x equals, get this red pen. So we have this piece, and we have this piece. So this has two pieces. Okay, so right here the function is this if x is less than -2. But if x is greater than -2, the function would be that. So we have two pieces to this. So what we have is we got find f of -4. So right here, we know that x is -4. All right, so what we have to do is, in this problem here, we have to look and see which piece we belong to. So if x is -4, I look right here at this. Is -4 less than -2? Well, most certainly is. So that's the piece we're in. See, -4 is not greater than -2. So we're not in that piece. We're in this top piece. So what I would do is I would put -4 in for x right there. So I do -4 plus 7. And that's going to give me 11. So that's my function value. Okay, let's go to this one here. Find f of -2. All right, so x is -2 in this problem. So I got to figure out which piece does that go in. Does it go in the top piece or the bottom piece? So x is -2. I think it's right down here. See, x is greater than or equal to -2. So we're in this piece down here now. So the top piece is out. We're in the bottom piece this time. So I put -2 in right there. So I'm going to have -2 minus 4, which is -6. That's my function value of -2 for this piecewise function. So you have to see which piece you belong in first, and then you plug it into that piece. What about 6 here? Okay, f of 6. All right, so x is 6. So is 6 less than -2? No, it's not in that piece. Is 6 greater than -2? Yes, we belong in that piece for this function. So I put 6 right there for x. 6 minus 4 is 2. There you go. So it's rather simple. You just got to figure out which piece you belong in and then put in that piece. All right, now here's one that has 3 pieces. Okay, find g of -5. So g of x is this with 3 pieces here. -5, all right, we look here, x is -5. Which piece do we belong in? So I have to look at this. Now look here now. Is -5 less than or equal to -3? Yes, it is. That's the piece we belong in. So these other two don't count. So we're going to put it in right there. So I'm going to do 2 times -5 minus 3. So 2 times -5 is -10, minus 3 is -13, and there's my function value. Okay. All right, let's go to this next one here. And it got cut off. It says find g of -3. Okay. All right, so x is -3. So I got to see which piece do I belong into. Well, I think right here, x is less than or equal to -3. So this is the piece we belong in. All right, so I'm going to put -3 in there. So 2 times -3 minus 3. That's going to be -6 minus 3, which is -9. That's my function value. What about g of -1? Same function here. I'm going to do g of -1. All right, is -1 less than or equal to -3? No. Now look here. See this right here? Is -1 between -3 and 2? See, that's what this says right here. X is between -3 and 2. And certainly -1 is between those. So this is the piece we belong in right here. -1 is not greater than 2. So we're in this middle piece right there. All right, so I'm going to put -1 in for x. So I've got 3 times -1 minus 5. See right there? I'm putting -1 in that. All right, so 3 times -1 is -3, minus 5 is -8. There you go, that's my function value. What about this one? Find g of 3. All right, which piece is 3 less than or equal to -3? No. Is 3 between -3 and 2? No. Is 3 greater than 2? Yes. So there's the piece it belongs in. So I put 3 in this. So 2 times 3 squared plus 7 times 3. Okay, that's going to be 18 plus 21, which is 39. And there we go. That's my function value. Okay. Now we also have some problems where we're going to be graphing these piecewise functions. So here's a problem here where we have a piecewise function and we've got 4 graphs to choose from. Which one is the correct graph for that function? All right, well, what we do is on this, we look at the transition value here, where x is less than 2 or x is greater than 2. Okay, that's the transition value. So if I do 2 for x on this, well, I'm just going to have a 3. So if I put 2 in for x, I should have 3 for the function value of x, which is the y. So 2, 3 should be a point on that one. And look here, see, it does not have equal to line, so this is not colored in. Not colored. Okay, so 2, 3 is right there, but it's colored in. 2, 3 is right there, but it's colored in. 2, 3 is right there. All right, that's not colored in, so it could be that one possibly. Or it could be this one. So it's got to be one of those two as far as just that point right there. So that's the first thing we look at. Now, if x is less than 2, it's still 3. So if x would be, you got to figure out a value of x that's less than 2, like 0. 0 is less than 2. All right, well, if x is 0, it's still going to be 3, because that's what the function value is. It's just 3. So I look for 0, 3. Is 0, 3 on this one? 0, 3? Yes, it is. Is 0, 3 on this one? No, it's not. So there's my graph right there. Now, suppose this one over here did have this going this way. Suppose it was going that way. All right, then what I would do is I would look at this other piece. If I put 2 in that, I would have 2, -3. And it's not colored in either. See, 2, -3 is right there, not colored in. So see, there's that part. And then I would pick something greater than 2, which would be like, I'll try 3 maybe. If I put 3 in, well, it's still going to be -3. So 3, -3, see, is on that graph right there. And that shows us it's the right one. Okay, here's another one. Okay, here's my piecewise function. Which one of these graphs is the correct graph? So I'm going to look at 2 here. Okay, so if I have 2 for x, what's the function value of x for this top piece? Well, if I put 2 right there, 3 plus 2 would be 5. So I have 2, 5, and then see the equal to line? That should be colored. That should be colored in. So I'm going to have 2, 5, which is right there, not colored in. This is not right. 2, 5, it's not even there. 2, 5, not even there. 2, 5 is right there. There it is. So this is the answer right here. We know just because that's the only one that has that point colored in. But suppose there was one right here too. Suppose this one had one going down. Okay? Then what I would do is I would have something less than 2, like 0. If I put 0 in there, 3 plus 0 would be 3. See, 0, 3 is right there on the graph. So you get 2 points on this one, and then we figure out 2 points on that one to clarify and make sure it's right. Now, if I put 2 down here, in the second piece, I put 2 in here. 6 minus 2 times 2. Well, 2 times 2 is 4. 6 minus 4 would be 2. So I should have 2, 2. And see, it does not have the equal to line, so it's not colored. Not colored in. So at 2, 2, see right there, and it's not colored in? That's right. That's exactly right. Now, what if I pick something greater than 2, like 4? If I put 4 in there, 6 minus 2 times 4, well, 2 times 4 is 8. 6 minus 8 would be -2. So at 4, -2, see that's on the line? So that's the correct graph right there. Okay, one more. We're going to graph this piecewise function. Which graph is the correct graph? So I'm going to try the top piece, -1 first. And at -1, well, the function value would be -2. So -1, -2, and it should be colored in. See, it's got the equal to line. So -1, -2 is right there. It's colored in. Oh, that's it. All four of these have this point colored in. Okay. All right, so we go pick a value that's less than -1. All right, let's see here. -2 is less than -1. If I put -2 in there, it's still -2. So -2 looks like it could be this one. Right. -2 is right there. This ain't right. -2 is right there, and see that's not right. All right, here's one that could be right. -2 is right there. So it could be possibly these two right here. It's one of those two. Okay. Well, we've checked it by the first piece. See how both of these have the first piece going to the left there? All right, now notice this one goes up, this one goes down. All right, what does this other piece do? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my transition value, -1. I'm going to put that in for x. And so -1 minus 1, -1 minus 1 is -2. So -1, -2. -1, -2 is there. -1, -2 is there. So both of these have this point right here. All right, so I'm going to have to pick a value that's greater than -1, like maybe 0. 0 is greater than -1. If I put 0 in, 0 minus 1 is -1. So there's my point. It's going to tell me what the answer is. 0, I don't go over any. I go down 1. Oh, it's not even that one. 0, -1, looks like right here. So here, 0, -1 would be there, and that graph, the line doesn't go through it. That's wrong. It's got to be this one. Okay. Anyway, these are piecewise functions. If you have any questions, please contact me and I'll help you all I can. Have a good rest of the day.